is sitting at HBC at the University of Pretoria with Emily Gray, a retired Paralympic swimmer. She competed at the Rio Paralympics and she has now decided to move on with life. Emily, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very good. Happy to join you guys.
Emily, let's start off with, you have quite a special story. Let's get into that. What exactly happened to you that made you lose your leg?
So I had an osteosarcoma, which is a bone cancer. I had it when I was 11 years old. The cancer just wasn't really reducing at all, despite all the chemotherapy I was going through. So eventually the doctors gave me a decision or a choice, and I had to make a decision whether I amputate or get a hip replacement. The chances of the hip replacements being successful were really low, so I decided to have an amputation. I was 12 then, and I just started swimming at Mandible, which is a sports club for the physically disabled, and I kind of just got into the sports then, and it kind of just grew from there.
Emily, you state one of your greatest achievements is getting over the cancer and coming to terms with losing your leg. What went through your mind at 12 years old that you were going to lose your leg? And how did you deal with it?
It was really traumatic, obviously, because I knew I would never be able to run again, and I was a really active child, so suddenly having that taken away was really scary. But it was a life and death decision, and it's a difficult decision to make, but it's easy at the same time because you don't have much of a choice. So it was difficult at the time, but swimming kind of gave me a new outlet and a new outlook on life and the possibility of life and living with a disability.
You competed at 3 Paralympics, namely 2008, 12 and 2016. What stands out for you from representing South Africa on the biggest stage of them all?
I think the experience of really just meeting new people and representing your country is its ultimate. I can't say a specific experience like stood out from all of them because they were all so different, and I was growing throughout that whole period, and from 2008 I was only 16 years old, so I kind of really grew in leaps and bounds through each kind of Paralympics.
Looking back at your career, is there anything you would have done differently?
No, I don't believe I would have changed anything. It's been the journey that I've traveled, and there's been successes and there's been a lot of failures, probably more failures than successes, but that's kind of what it's taught me, and that's the road I've traveled, and I wouldn't want to have actually done it any other way.
You are now officially retired. Where to from now?
So I'm actually planning on moving to New York at the end of the year. I want to start coaching there and start giving back to swimming. My sister lives in Manhattan, so I would join her there. And I feel like swimming has been such a big part of my life. It's been who I am, and it's been what I do for 13 or 14 years. So I feel like I need a drastic change and a brand new challenge to kind of just scare my body again and see where I can go from there.
Emily, as we finish off, there's no doubt that you're a role model and inspiration yourself. If you had a special message not only for the next generation of swimmers, but those that may be struggling with their disability, what would you say to them?
I would say that the biggest disability a person could have would be their attitude. I know some people who have very negative personalities, and I know disabled people who have very positive personalities, and I would always choose a disabled person with a positive personality than someone who's totally able with a negative outlook on life. So I would say your attitude is key, whether in any area in your life, whether it's sports or relationships and goals, having a positive outlook and a good attitude, and just continuing through any adversity and not to feel sorry for yourself is really, really important.
Emily, Game On Magazine would like to take this opportunity to thank you so much for spending some time with us today as we learn more about you and your career.
Thank you.